So guys, any issues, any questions? Any questions, guys? Any questions, any issues? Chalo, okay. So usually in the organization, we'll have one DBA team, guys. This DBA team is only responsible, almost depends upon the project. I told you, right? 8 to 10 people, 12 people, or 15 people, hardly 15 people. Very big projects, you can see 20 people DBS and all will be there, guys. DBA team. Again, in some organizations, we'll have in DBA team itself, we will have two teams. One is engineering team, another one is operations team. Engineering team is responsible to install the things, set up the things. They will just install it. They will just install it. They will hand over it to operations team. If any issues are there, operations team has to handle, guys. They will just set up the things. They will configure the always on. They will configure the log shipping. They will configure the replication. But any issues are there, they don't take care of it. Their work is only to set up the things. Okay, and our work is to fix the issues. Operations team, of course, engineering team are also SQL DBS. Operations team are also SQL DBS. But to segregate the work, to maintain the work pressure and all, okay, what is that work, to balance the work, exactly, to balance the work, okay. So what they are going to do, they again in the SQL DBS, again they will create a two teams. Again, engineering team will set up the things. Operations team, if any issues are there, operations team is going to work on it, guys. Okay, so this is how your hierarchy in the organization, right? DBA team will be there, and in the DBA team, sometimes, I'm not saying in every company it will be like this only, like the same structure they are going to follow, but sometimes if you go to the big companies, you can see these kind of things and all, guys. So if you are in which team, you want to be in which team, guys? Engineering team or operations team? Tell me, guys, you want to be in which team? Operations team or engineering?
Operations.
Guys, operations team is excellent team. You can see lot of challenges, lot of issues, lot of okay, new things. You can learn lot of new things and all. Operations team. Engineering team is only can configure the things. It can only set up the things, installing the SQL Server, set up the HADR options and all. Okay, but if you work in the operations team for 1 year or 2 years, definitely if you have more workload, definitely you are going to learn a lot of things, guys. Okay, so right, and where we are, let me go back to this. Right. Okay, so this is how our teams will be there in the organization. DBA team will be there. Again, DBA team also different DBA teams will be there. Oracle DBA team, MySQL DBA team. So we are the SQL DBS team, guys. This is how it will be, guys. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any issues here? Please let me know.
No, sir.
Clear, right? Everything is clear, right? So guys,
Yes.
tell me, no problem. Are we going too fast?
No.
No, right?
No,
sir.
It's fine, right?
No,
The
sir,
speed
it's
and all, I
good.
can maintain the same speed, right? If you have
Yeah.
any suggestions, you can tell me, guys. Nothing to worry, no need to hesitate. Okay. Fine.
Sir, activities like similar to responsibilities, sir.
Yeah. Responsibilities, roles and responsibilities and activities both are same.
Okay.
Okay. In the first interview question, guys, what are your day-to-day activities? The first interview question, if you go to any interview, your first interview question is, tell me about yourself. What are your daily activities in the organization? Okay, you can happily discuss about all these things, guys. Whatever we just discussed, whatever we highlighted, you can happily discuss about all these things. This is the first question, guys, you will get. Because what you are doing in the organization, if they don't know, how can they continue the interview? So that's why this is the first interview question. First they will ask your introduction. After that they will ask you what are your daily activities or what are your job roles, responsibilities and all. They're going to ask you, guys. Okay, is it clear? Right, chalo. So fine, let me explain about these things, guys. What is this fraud like? So in the organization, we will have different environments, guys. Environments. Okay. We have production environment. We can call it as a prod environment, stage environment, dev environment, development, test environment, testing purpose, UAT environment. Okay, like this we have different environments, guys. Other than that, QA is also an environment. QA environment, right? So guys, these three
QA is nothing but quality analysis, sir.
Yes, correct. Okay, These four, okay. Sometimes guys, don't think all environments will be there. Depends upon the application to application. If it is a small application, they will maintain only production environment. If it is a critical application, they will maintain all these environments, guys. Okay, right. So you can call these all, the one which I have highlighted, these are all non-prod or pre-prod. Okay, non-prod or pre-prod. We have two environments. One is prod environments. Okay, next one is pre-prod or non-prod environments, guys. Okay, non-prod. Under non-prod, we can see these many environments are nothing, guys. Say for example, now I want to change this layout, guys. Earlier we use it to, okay, earlier if you see the application, just 1 minute guys, just 1 minute, what happened? Just 1 minute guys, please. Revati, class is not over. Revati is there. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, sir. Now I connected. I got
yeah,
issue.
okay. Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
okay, Revati. Thank you. Just 1 minute guys. Okay. Okay, done. Right. Where we are, yeah. So this is our application, guys. Now I want to change this layout. They are going to introduce some sales from 1st to 7th February. They want to introduce some sales. So they want these offers are going to be changed, right? Every day they are going to be changed. So guys, if you're doing anything, this is your production environment, the one which users are accessing. That might be a public application or private application, external application or internal application. The one which users are accessing, that application is a production application, guys. Now this is your production application. The application that are supporting production application, the databases that are supporting the production application, you can call it as a production database servers. Means you have to handle with care. If something happened, your application will be down, guys. You want to do some changes, you want to introduce some sales from Feb 1st onwards, you want to do some changes to this application, they don't directly do the changes on the production server, guys. Right? Agree? So for example, clinical trials, you know, right? You all know clinical trials, right? If they want to find medicine for corona or vaccine for corona, what they will do first?
Clinical trials.
Clinical trials. First, they will
Trials
trial,
on animals.
they will do trials on your particular pets and all. This rat, okay, and
Yeah.
what else we have? A monkey, regular pets. Okay, rat, monkey, not pets actually. These are the regular animals will be used for clinical trials. Okay, first they will introduce on rats, how it is behaving. Then they will introduce on monkeys, how it is behaving. What are the transformations, right? And then they will after that, once the clinical trials are succeeded, they will some people will be there, guys. Okay, some people will be there, and definitely what they will do is they are support for clinical trials. Okay, they will take some money and they
Volunteers,
will
sir.
support. Yes, you can call them as volunteers and all. Okay, so they will collect some 1,000 to 2,000 people across the country, and they will start introducing this vaccination or this medicine to them, and they will observe first one week or 2 weeks. They will clean what they will do, keenly they will observe this person, what transformations are going in his body or her body. So based on that, they are going to improve the medicine, guys, or vaccination. In the same way, okay, if we want to do any changes, we cannot directly do the production, right? We don't know what's the impact of the change. If your change is going to be critical change, and if it is going to be create an issue, and if the database servers or your application servers are down, end user cannot access the data, ultimately there will be a business loss, right? So that's why before doing any changes to the production environment, they have to do changes on the non-prod or pre-prod environments, guys. They have to do changes on the non-prod and pre-prod environment. So once they are satisfied with the results, then they will do the same changes on the production environment. Once they are satisfied with the results, Just 1 minute, guys. Once they are satisfied with the results, then they will implement the same changes on the production to make sure it is not creating any issues on the production server, guys. Okay, so handling production servers is very critical, very important, guys. You have to handle the production servers like you cannot handle like you're handling the non-prod servers. Non-prod servers, if it is down, no issues. Non-prod servers doesn't connect to any application, guys. Okay, so production servers are directly connected to the live application. If something went wrong, definitely it is going to impact you like anything. Okay, and remember, guys, if you are not aware of these things, if you are not handling the production environment properly, you might lose your job. Small thing or big thing, whatever, there is a process. If you are not following that process, guys, okay, it leads to your termination. Very, 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 very important, guys. Handle with care. Production environment, handle with care. Something went wrong, you are the answerable, and you have to give the justification. If they are not satisfied with your answer, they will terminate you. Why? Because these clients, okay, the customer, you are working for Amazon, not Amazon, this one, Infosys. Imagine Infosys getting lot of projects across the globe. If Infosys, you are doing mistake means your Infosys company is doing mistake. If Infosys company is doing mistake means it might impact the Infosys performance. Infosys cannot get the clients. Ultimately, clients are paying to Infosys. Is paying to you. So whatever client said, Infosys has to follow. Whatever client said, Wipro has to follow. Whatever client said, that particular TCS has to follow. There is no mercy, guys. Okay, chalo, it's a small problem only, I leave it. Nothing your Infosys or TCS or Wipro can do. Your client said, I don't want this person. Without having proper knowledge, he handled my production environment. Okay, remove him, terminate him from the duties. Definitely next minute you will get the memo, guys. Okay, this is what you have to be very careful. Production environment is very, very important, guys. Don't do anything without any proper requests, without any proper approvals, without any proper proper process, without knowing the proper process, guys. You have to handle the system with care, guys. Otherwise it might leads, okay, it might lead the termination of the employment, guys. Be very careful with the production environment. So whatever we want, that doesn't mean you cannot be careful with these environments. They will monitor, guys. They will monitor each and everything. Chalo, if you do small mistake here, not an issue. But if you do the same kind of small mistakes also, it can be a big issue, guys. Okay, so that's okay. Don't think a big issue, small issue means don't think only if the server is down they will take the action. No, without a proper approvals, if you create the login in the production environment also, will leads to terminate you, guys. You have to follow the process. The process is process. They will follow the strict process, guys. Okay, so be very careful with. So guys, sometimes we'll get a refreshment activities. Refreshment, what is refreshment? Can you tell me, guys? Refreshment or database refresh activities.
Production data move to the non-prod environment.
Very good. Okay, database refresh activities, guys. These are the regular activities. Okay, if you see here, I just mentioned in the where is that DBA activities. Okay, database refresh tasks. Please mute it, sir. If you have questions, you can unmute. Otherwise, you can mute. Okay, right. Database refresh tasks means your application is connected to the production server, right? Whatever data is coming, I just want to buy one product, guys. I want to buy this product, which is I want to buy this airdrops. Okay, any of this I want to buy. Okay, right. So if I click order, automatically I have to pay the money and I have to select my address, and then it is going to deliver the product, guys. Okay, so this application in the back end, it will be attached with one database server. One database, it will be attached. Whatever data you are giving, it will go to the respective tables, guys. Okay, remember, if you are buying the product, you are going to give a lot of information, right? Each information will go to its respective tables, guys. Okay, your address will go to separate table, your credit card information will go to separate table. Okay, each information will be segregated. They will go to the separate tables. So this is how your production server is going to get the data, guys. This is how your production server is going to get the data, right? But what about non-production servers, non-prod servers? How they are going to get the data? Without clinical trials, are you going to introduce your medicine to the market directly to the public? You cannot, right? We cannot do that. So testing is very important. So we are going to use this server to test our logic, guys. If you want to do anything, if you want to do small changes, first test your change on this environment. If it is good, then only implement the same change on the production. These are the like clinical trials. These are the volunteers for the clinical trials kind of thing, guys. Okay, so first we have to test the logic. I want to add this picture. Okay, I want to introduce new sales, so want to add this picture. So they don't simply add it directly to the production. First they will do these kind of changes on the non-prod. Once they are good, they are going to implement on the prod. But non-prod is not going to associate it with any application. Even though it is associated with application, no one is going to use, right? No one is going to use. So how I'll get the data? Customer, the developer wants to test his logic. If there is no real-time data, he cannot test the logic. But when we can get the real-time data, if it is associated with any application, if anyone is using that application, then we'll get the real-time data. If no one is using, you don't get the real-time data. So in this case, what we can do to get the data, guys? Can you tell me? I want to get a real-time data to all these servers. I want to load real-time data to all these servers. What is the possible options we have?
First one is the
Yes,
backup.
production.
Take the backup of production server and restore and the databases
That's
of
it, guys.
non-product one.
Your production server will get a data from the application, right? Your production server will get the data from the application. But for these data non-prod servers, there are no applications. Even though the applications are there, so no one is not using. So simply we'll take the backup of this production database, take the backup of prod database, and simply will restore in the non-prod servers, guys. This is a regular activity, continuous activity in the organization. Every week you have to do this kind of database refresh. This is called database refresh, guys. You are going to refresh a production database into the non-prod servers. Means you are going to restore a production database into the non-prod servers. That is your database refresh task or activity every week. Okay, our customer, whenever customer asks, we have to do the database refresh activity, guys. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, fine, right? Done. So, okay, done. So, these are the very basic things, guys. With that note, let me jump into the SQL Server. So what is SQL Server? As you know, SQL Server is a database software which is going to use to store the data, to process the data, and to retrieve the data. Agree. And it was introduced late, in the 1980s, 1984, something around like that. But even though it was introduced in 1984, 85, it was started getting popular from 1993 onwards. It was getting popular from 1993, 95, 2000 onwards, guys. So let's discuss the versions of the SQL Server. What is a version? The simple definition for version is just an updated software copy is called a version. Guys, SQL Server is the software copy, guys. If I want to install the software copy, where I can install, guys? I want to install one PhonePe app. Where I can install? I should have one
Mobile.
smartphone, right? I should have one smartphone. I should have an internet connection. Even though I have smartphone and internet connection, in the smartphone, I should have one OS, operating system. Agree? So your PhonePe is simple application. If you want to install this PhonePe, we should have all these requirements. In the same way, SQL Server is just a software, guys. It's just a software. Like we have AnyDesk, like we have antivirus softwares, like we have Zoom. Zoom is also one software. You can call it as an application. Like we have Zoom application. In the same way, SQL Server is also going to be used. It is a software, a database software, which is going to be used to store our data, and of course to store, process, and retrieve the data. Zoom has its own functionalities, guys. What is the use of the Zoom? You can attend the meeting, you can connect the meeting, you can access the recordings, whatever you want, you can do with the help of Zoom meetings, right? Main purpose is meetings, to attend the meetings and all. So Zoom has its own functionalities. In the same way, your SQL Server also has its own functionalities, guys. PhonePe has its own functionalities. We can use to send the money, to receive the money. Okay, so these are the main purpose of the PhonePe, GP, and all. Each software will have their own
Updates.
Functionalities. Each software will have their own functionalities, guys. Okay. In the same way, SQL Server is also one software, and we have different versions, guys. Guys, you're all using smartphones, right? Anyone remember what OS you are using, guys?
Android OS.
Android. In Android also, again, we have different versions, right? Android 11, 10, something around like that.
Yes, sir.
So might be 12, I guess, right? Marshmallow. We have different versions in the Android, right? Marshmallow, KitKat, Oreo, Android Oreo. Remember, or
Yes,
else
sir.
let me go with this basic example. Now we are using Windows 10, right? You are all using Windows 10 laptops. Before Windows 10 laptops, what version we have?
Windows 7.
Windows 7.
Windows 9.
We have Windows 8 also, 8.1 also, not so famous. We have Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows Home Basic, Windows Premium. Agree?
Windows XP.
Yes, Windows XP, very good, very basic, 2000 and all. In the year of 2000, you can see Windows XP, 2000, 2003, like that. So these are the versions, guys. Versions, you can call them as a version. Okay, in the same way, in the SQL Server also we have version. Version is nothing but an updated software copy. Now you are using iPhone 13. Earlier we have iPhone 12, iPhone 10, iPhone 9. These are the various versions, guys. In the same way, we use it to, if sometimes if you see WhatsApp won't support on Android 3.0, Android 4.0, you have to update. Update means what? You're updating the version, guys. Agree? So SQL Server version means an updated software copy of the SQL Server. You can call it as a version. We have different versions, guys. If you see the number here, that means, if you see the number here, that means it was released in that year, guys. Agree? If you see the number here, means it was released in that year. So the versions are started from SQL Server 1997. In the 1997, Microsoft released one SQL Server software to the public. That was not so famous. Okay. Again, after 3 years, they released one more SQL Server software copy in the year of 2000, guys. Believe me, it's an excellent SQL Server 2000. During the time, they introduced GUI, graphical user interface. It was very famous. It was very popular, guys. From this point onwards, Microsoft, okay, again, they did not look back. It was very popular, guys. It was very popular. They got the life with SQL Server 2000 only. Microsoft database services first got the life only with the SQL Server 2000. They introduced in the year of 2000, guys. Okay, so it was very famous, and then they just after 5 years, in the year of 2005, SQL Server 2005 was introduced, and in the year of 2008 they introduced SQL Server 2008, like iPhone 10, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, like that. We have to represent with the years, guys. SQL Server 2005, SQL Server 2008, SQL Server 2008 R2, SQL Server 2012, SQL Server 2014, SQL Server 2016, and again 2019. What is the latest, guys? 2019. 2017 and 2019. There is a question for all of you. What is the upcoming SQL Server version? You have to Google it and let me know by tomorrow.
2022.
2022, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. For others, please let me know what is the upcoming SQL Server version. You are all going to work. Okay, right? So you can ask, sir, we have 2019, right? So if we have 2019, are we going to delete all these versions in the organization? No, guys. See, it depends upon the specifications, it depends upon the features, it depends upon the requirements. People are using iPhone 13. If they have more money, they will buy iPhone 13 by just investing 1,20,000. People are still using iPhone 12, right? People are still using iPhone 10, right? iPhone 11, iPhone 6, iPhone 7 also people are using. Depends upon the requirement. They are going to use their own phones, right? For every product, there is a warranty, guys. Agree? SQL Server is
Yes.
also in warranty. That is called support. You can call it as a support, guys. Okay, Microsoft will give support to the SQL Server. So even though there is a latest version, please mute it, sir. Please mute it. Please mute it. Please mute it. Please mute it. Muted you all, right? Still okay, done. Okay, so SQL servers, we have different versions. We have SQL Server 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, Who is unmuting? Okay, done. Thank you. Okay, so we have different versions. We have 2005. From 2005 onwards, it was very flexible, guys. 2000 is an excellent software. From 2005 onwards, it was more flexible. Okay, 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, guys. Guys, these versions should be on tip of your tongue. Tomorrow, I'll ask everyone fastest fingers first. You will get the reward points. From 2000, no need to tell about 97. That's fine. It was not so famous. So from 2000 onwards, it was introduced to the market. And tomorrow I'll ask you what are the different versions of SQL servers. Version is nothing but an updated software, SQL Server software copy. We have different versions in the SQL Server. SQL Server 2000, 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, guys. Forget about these numbers. I'll explain what are these numbers. So 9.090. I'm sorry, 10.000, 10.5000, 11.0110, 12.0120. What are these numbers? I'll explain, guys. Okay, these numbers are used to identify the version of the SQL Server. Just for tomorrow, take the screenshot or write it somewhere. I need answers. Okay, for these versions, guys. Tomorrow I'll ask you. And one more assignment question is what is the upcoming SQL Server version, the latest version of SQL Server. Okay, so these two are your assignments for tomorrow, guys. Any issues?
2019, sir.
No, upcoming version.
Okay.
Okay, please Google it and let me know. No issues. And guys, these are the versions. Any doubts in the versions, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts in the SQL Server versions, please? You can ask your doubts. No doubts, guys?
No,
No
sir.
doubt.
Okay, so tomorrow everyone can tell me the versions of SQL servers.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay, guys, any questions you can ask me. Otherwise, that's it for today. We'll go slowly, sir. We'll go slowly. Okay. So we have a plan, 1.5 month plan. Nothing to worry. I'll take care of all the things. We have a plan. As per the plan, we'll go. First 1 week, just why? Because a lot of non-technical people are there, right? Just to make sure they are comfortable with the technology, to make sure they are comfortable with the terminology. I'll go very slow. Next onwards, we'll go deeply. Okay. We'll slowly we'll jump into the discussions, technical discussions completely. Okay. So any questions you can ask me. Otherwise,
Sir, I have one question, sir.
yes.
Sir, let me tell about an example about a banking project.
Okay. Yeah.
So, suppose if you take ICICI Bank, we have a couple of applications like, let me take 3 applications.
Yeah.
So, for these 3 applications, we are using 3 production server applications.
Okay.
So all 3 production servers are they using like 3 latest? Suppose for production 1 for ICICI 1 2019.
Okay.
For other 2 also they used to. Are they using 2019 only? They can use 2017 like 2016 also.
Happily, very good question, Ankam. They can use any version. No matter it is what version you are using, depends upon the application requirements. Guys, version means, see, if you compare iPhone 6 and iPhone 12, you can see drastical changes. Agree? The features are going to be, new features
Yes,
are going to be introduced. So in the same way in our SQL Server also, some features are, these are the old versions, guys. Some very important features like always on and all not supporting in 2005, 2008. If you don't want always on, okay, you can still use 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, guys. It was introduced from 2012. So it doesn't mean in the project or in the company, one has to use the same version across the project or across the company, guys. We will have different versions. We are going to use different versions, guys. Okay, in our batch we have 35 people. How everyone is using different smartphones? You are using Samsung, I am using some other phone, people are using iPhone. So how we are using different smartphones in a project or in a company, we will have all the versions. If the company is big company, if the project is big project, you can see all the versions. Depends upon their requirements, they are going to use these versions. So it doesn't like they have to use the same version across the company or across the project. you definitely you will have multiple different versions are there in each application.
Sir, and also irrespective of prod or non-prod also,
No,
they
yes,
can
very good.
use.
Irrespective of prod and non-prod, whatever it is, if you need some features, go with higher versions. If you don't want, if you want normal features and all, go with lower versions. But again, tomorrow I'll explain what are the main challenges and all. Okay, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Sir, I have a
there
question,
is one
sir.
question.
Yes.
Sir, who is the
Sir,
decided?
you told me
Wait,
that,
please, one by one. Let me at least pull you. Who is asking the question first?
Sir, this is Sanjeev.
Sanjeev, yes, continue, sir.
Sir, who is the decided which version is suitable for the application?
A very good question. Okay, architect will decide. Every project will have architect, and customers will ask you, I need this version. They will do some homework, and based on the architect, what we can suggestions, these customers will ask you, can you please install 2019 or 17? Okay, mostly architect will decide, and DBS also can suggest. We can suggest to use latest versions.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Next,
sir, I
sir.
have a question, sir.
Wait, sir. Just 1 minute, please. Please, can you please reconnect again with the same link? The meeting is showing
Okay.
1 minute. Please reconnect
Okay,
if you
sir.
have questions.
Yeah, okay, sir.